The film begins with a television host named Monica interviewing the sole survivor of the Miles County massacre. The survivor's face is severely disfigured following a brutal attack that occurred on Halloween night 1 year prior. When Monica inquires about the incident, the woman recounts that the assailant was dressed as a clown and claims she witnessed his death. As the interview airs, a mysterious figure watching the broadcast violently smashes the television, revealed to be the killer himself, Art the Clown. Art proceeds to apply his clown makeup, gathers a bag filled with sharp instruments, and sets out. Meanwhile, Monica returns to her dressing room and speaks with her partner over the phone. She makes disparaging remarks about the survivor, unaware that someone is silently lurking nearby, possibly offended by her comments.
My heart was pounding the entire time. Babe, do me a favor. If I ever look like that, promise me you'll put me out of my misery.
Shortly after, she receives a call from someone named Tom, but the voice on the other end is unintelligible. Moments later, Monica notices movement among the clothes on a rack. Upon investigation, she is attacked by the survivor, who viciously gouges out Monica's eyes and laughs maniacally, leaving her equally disfigured. The narrative then shifts to Halloween night, where two young women, Tara and Dawn, are walking to their car after a night of partying. Both are heavily intoxicated. As they chat, they notice Art the Clown standing eerily nearby with his bag of weapons. Dawn finds his presence amusing and playfully flirts with him, while Tara senses something unsettling. When they look away, Art mysteriously disappears. Later, the women enter a pizza restaurant to grab a bite. Art soon follows and sits at a table adjacent to theirs, staring intensely at Tara and making unsettling faces. Tara is visibly disturbed, but Dawn engages with him, even asking for selfies, which he obliges. The restaurant owner approaches Art to take his order, but the clown remains silent. Dawn proudly mentions that their selfie has already received 8 likes on social media. Art then approaches their table, performs a trick, places a ring on Tara's finger, and heads to the restroom. Before the women receive their food, the owner checks on Art and discovers the restroom has been defiled with urine. Outraged, he immediately ejects Art from the premises. Afterward, Tara and Dawn return to their car, only to find a slashed tire. They call Tara's sister, Vicky, who agrees to pick them up. Back inside the pizzeria, an employee finishes cleaning the restroom and stumbles upon his manager's severed head, grotesquely carved into a jack-o'-lantern. Panicked, he attempts to flee but finds himself locked inside. Art then brutally murders him by repeatedly stabbing him in the face. Meanwhile, Tara and Dawn sit in the car, debating whether the clown poses a real threat. Tara eventually decides to use the restroom and convinces a building worker named Mike to let her inside. Mike warns her that the building is infested with rats. While Tara is inside, Dawn listens to the radio and hears a breaking news report: 2 employees at the pizzeria have been found murdered, and authorities are searching for a suspect matching the clown's description. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Tara and the woman had met earlier, though by the time she realizes this, it's already too late. Art the Clown has managed to enter her car. Meanwhile, Tara attempts to leave the building but inadvertently wanders into the basement, where she encounters a strange woman cradling a baby doll as if it were real. Disturbed by the encounter, Tara tries to exit, only to find Art ominously standing near the door. She flees as Art pursues her, eventually hiding among parked cars in the building's lot. However, Art locates her and stabs her in the leg. In a desperate attempt to escape, Tara strikes him in the face and runs. She spots Mike, a maintenance worker, cleaning a room and tries to get his attention, but he's wearing headphones and doesn't hear her cries for help. Art then ambushes Tara and injects her with a drug-filled syringe before Mike notices anything. Tara later awakens in a basement, tied to a chair, and is horrified to find Art sitting beside her. He begins taunting her with various weapons from his bag, gliding a hacksaw across her neck in a threatening manner. He then pulls back a curtain to reveal Dawn suspended upside down from the ceiling. In a gruesome act, Art saws Dawn in half as Tara screams in horror. After the killing, Tara manages to break free and stab Art in the back before fleeing. Art grabs a knife and begins stalking her through the building. Tara ambushes him and strikes him repeatedly with a wooden plank, but Art then reveals a gun and shoots her in the leg. As she attempts to crawl away, he shoots her in the face and leaves her dying on the floor while he searches for more ammunition. Tara's sister, Vicky, finally arrives at the location to pick up the 2 women. She tries to enter through the front door but finds it locked, prompting her to text Dawn for their whereabouts. Art, impersonating Dawn via text, tells Vicky that Tara is sick and instructs her to come around the back. At this point, Art takes a selfie with Dawn's mutilated body, mirroring the earlier moment in the restaurant. After reloading his weapon, Art returns to Tara and fatally shoots her in the head in full view of the disturbed woman from the basement. Terrified, The woman runs off to alert Mike, but he dismisses her claims and leaves. When Mike heads downstairs, he hears Vicky calling out and attempts to contact a friend to report that something is wrong in the building. Before he can act, Art sneaks up behind him, knocks him unconscious with a hammer, and destroys his phone. On the opposite side of the building, Vicky makes her way around the back in search of Tara and Dawn. Meanwhile, the mentally unstable woman discovers that her baby doll is missing and begins frantically searching for it. She soon spots Art the clown holding the doll and approaches him, pleading for its return while attempting to embrace him in a maternal gesture. Shortly after, Mike's friend arrives in response to the earlier phone call but is unable to access the building due to locked doors. Inside, Vicky calls Dawn's phone and follows the ringtone, only to discover Dawn's mutilated corpse. Horrified, she flees the room and enters the basement, where she finds a girl lying on the floor. As she rushes to help, she encounters the deranged woman, now scalped. It's then revealed that the figure on the floor is actually Art, wearing the woman's scalp as a disguise. Vicky attempts to escape, but the windows are sealed shut. She hides inside a metal wardrobe, and although Art discovers her, he chooses to torment her rather than kill her immediately. Meanwhile, Mike's friend locates a spare key and enters the building, only to be ambushed by Art, who stabs him in the head and decapitates him with a blade after retrieving the Emily doll. Back with Vicky, she emerges from hiding and runs toward the exit, but the door is locked. Art then appears riding a tricycle, forcing her to retreat once again. As she sneaks through a hallway, Art ambushes her and attempts to suffocate her with plastic wrap. Vicky manages to tear through the plastic and escape his grip, stabbing a nail into his foot before fleeing. Elsewhere in the building, it's revealed that Mike is still alive. Vicky stops running when she discovers her sister's lifeless body and breaks down in tears. During her emotional collapse, Art strikes her with a shard of metal. Mike arrives just in time to surprise Art, knocking him unconscious. He escorts Vicky to safety and uses a nearby phone to contact the police. As they attempt to escape, Art reappears, brutally beats Mike, and crushes his skull. He then begins strangling Vicky, who manages to stab him in the eye and escape to a nearby garage. But Art drives a truck through the garage, hitting Vicky and rendering her unconscious. The officers apprehend Art as he begins to mutilate Vicky's face. Facing the police, Art shoots himself in the mouth. Later, authorities discover that Vicky has survived. In the following scene, all the victims' bodies, including Art's, are transported to a morgue. As the coroner begins the autopsy, the lights flicker violently, and Art suddenly reanimates, strangling the coroner to death. The final scene takes place 1 year later. Vicky is shown surrounded by her family. When she turns around, her disfigured face is revealed, confirming that she was the interviewee from the film's opening scene. The entire sequence of events was a flashback to the previous year's massacre. And that concludes the film. If you've made it this far, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.